Today, we're really getting into something crucial, I think, especially for young women dealing with, well, everything life throws at them, self-care.
Hmm.
But forget the fluffy stuff, the spa days picture. We're going deeper.
Way deeper. We're talking about how really looking after your mental, physical, emotional health,
Mm,
it isn't just optional.
exactly. It's foundational. It's what lets you be more productive, have better relationships, actually hit those goals you're aiming for.
Yeah, there's this huge misconception, isn't there, that self-care means, I don't know, manicures and scented candles.
Hmm.
Just an indulgence if you've got the time or the money.
Right. But that's not the full picture. Not even close.
No, when you look at how we actually function at our best, it's quite different.
Yeah, something that really jumped out from our sources was this quote: self-care isn't manicures and candles, it's making hard choices to prioritize yourself even when it upsets others. That hits hard, right?
It really does. It shifts the focus completely.
So that's what we're exploring today, the kind of self-care that actually, changes things, the kind that properly recharges your mind, body, emotions, so you can operate at your best.
And look, it's understandable why putting yourself first might feel a bit off, maybe even selfish.
Yeah, that guilt factor is real.
Totally.
Yeah.
But what we want to show is that this isn't about being self-absorbed. It's essential, a necessity for actually feeling good and getting things done long term.
I definitely remember a time, maybe like a personal anecdote here, running on empty, just saying yes to everything, trying to keep all the plates spinning.
Sounds familiar?
And the result, total burnout. I wasn't doing anything well, just
Mm.
drained. It wasn't until I had to consciously make choices, put my own needs first, that
Right.
things started to shift.
That's such a common experience.
And suddenly I felt more capable, more productive. It stopped feeling like a luxury and started feeling like, okay, this is non-negotiable, survival almost.
And that experience, it just perfectly illustrates the point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Real self-care isn't those one-off treats.
Mhm.
It's about building that solid, consistent foundation, supporting your mental, your physical, your emotional health day in, day out. It's like essential maintenance.
Essential maintenance. I like that. It allows you to not just get by, but actually thrive.
Exactly. Thrive.
Okay, so to make this really concrete, let's talk about Taylor J. Her story was quite striking. She's a 26-year-old attorney, super dedicated, you know the type.
Oh, yeah. Working insane hours.
70-hour weeks, routinely, and from the outside, looked like she was crushing it. Success.
But underneath, a different story. That kind of pace, it takes a toll.
A huge toll. And what's scary about Taylor's story is how many people, especially driven people, can relate.
Absolutely. That constant output with no real input or recharge, eventually, something's got to give.
And it did. Major burnout. We're talking panic attacks, chronic fatigue.
Emotional breakdowns too, right?
Yeah, it wasn't just feeling tired. It hit crisis point. She actually had to take medical leave.
Wow. Medical leave.
Yeah.
That really drives it home, doesn't it? Neglecting this stuff isn't just about feeling a bit stressed.
No, it can literally stop you in your tracks, force you to stop working.
And it was during that forced break, that's when she started practicing what we're calling, authentic self-care.
Right. And what she did is key. It wasn't just about, escaping.
No distractions. It was rebuilding fundamentals. She started meditation, journaling,
Mm-hmm.
getting her head straight.
Okay. Mental side covered.
Then boundaries. Huge one. Strict boundaries with work, protecting her time, her energy,
Essential. What else?
daily exercise, proper food, just nourishing her body, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And she started therapy, addressing the emotional side.
So really holistic. Mind, body, emotions, boundaries.
Exactly. These weren't quick fixes. They were foundational shifts.
And the results. When she went back to work after, what, a month?
Yeah, about a month.
She felt clearer, healthier, but also, get this, more productive than before.
Isn't that something? It just flips the script. Self-care isn't taking time away from success.
No, it's actually the route to sustainable success.
That's it. And the big takeaway from Taylor, the thing worth repeating is, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Classic for a reason.
Prioritizing yourself isn't selfish. It's strategic. Understanding that shift, that caring for yourself makes you better at everything else, that's the game changer.
Totally. So, okay, that's the why. But how do we actually do this? How do we translate this into, everyday actions?
Right, because concepts are great, but we need practical steps.
Our sources laid out a pretty clear blueprint, an actionable plan for this authentic self-care.
Yeah, having that structure helps make it feel less, I don't know, overwhelming.
Definitely. So first up was the mental health reset.
Okay. What does that involve?
Basically, scheduling time every day. It could be mindfulness, journaling, meditation, even just 5 quiet minutes.
Just carving out that space. Doesn't have to be hours.
Exactly. Just creating space to check in upstairs.
Makes sense. Then there's physical care prioritized.
And again, not about extremes. It's the basics. Sleep, getting enough, movement some kind every day, food fueling yourself properly.
The building blocks. Sleep, move, eat well. Sounds simple, but easy to let slide.
So easy. They're fundamental for energy, for just feeling okay.
Okay, what's next?
Emotional check-ins. Regularly paying attention to what you're feeling.
How do you do that practically?
Could be journaling about it, talking to someone you trust, or even just pausing for a moment to name the emotion. Like, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now.
Acknowledging it,
Yeah.
developing that emotional awareness instead of just pushing through.
Right. Addressing it proactively. And then the tough one for many.
Let me guess. Boundaries.
Bingo. Set unapologetic boundaries.
Unapologetic, I like that.
Yeah. Being really clear on what you can handle, what you can't, and actually saying no. Saying no to things that just drain you or eat into your personal time.
Protecting your resources. Time and energy aren't infinite.
Exactly. And the last piece, regular recharging activities.
So this is beyond the daily stuff.
Yeah, scheduling things weekly or monthly. Activities that genuinely fill your tank back up.
Like what? What kind of things?
Could be anything, really. Depends on the person. Nature walks, hobbies you love, maybe just guaranteed alone time. Whatever truly rejuvenates you.
Actively seeking out that replenishment, not just hoping it happens.
Exactly. And the main point, tying it all together, is that this isn't about occasional pampering. It's a proactive, consistent investment in yourself.
That investment framing is important. And we saw some really good examples of how this pays off, didn't we?
Yeah, tangible results. Like Anna, the marketing exec.
Right. She did the no meeting Fridays.
Yeah. And by giving herself that dedicated time for deep work, letting her brain recharge, her productivity actually went up.
Which kind of challenges that whole hustle culture idea that more meetings equals more done.
Totally. Strategic rest can actually boost output. It's counterintuitive, but true.
And then Kelsey's story.
Ah, yes, Kelsey. She made therapy a regular part of her self-care.
And the impact.
Big improvements in her relationships. Friendships, romantic ones, because she was coming from a healthier emotional place.
Makes total sense. By looking after her own emotional well-being, she could connect better with others.
Precisely. And one more, Lisa.
What was Lisa's approach?
Daily meditation and, interestingly, weekly digital detoxes.
Oh, taking a break from screens. That's a big one these days.
Huge. And for her, that proactive mental health approach led to way less anxiety and stress. A noticeable drop.
These examples really show the breadth of it, don't they? Career, relationships, mental health. Real self-care ripples outwards.
It really does. But let's circle back to that guilt thing. Because even knowing all this, it can still feel hard to actually do it, to prioritize yourself.
Oh, absolutely. That guilt is so common. It pops up when you have to say no or when you take time for yourself when there are other demands.
Why do you think that is? Is it societal?
Partly, yeah. There can be this pressure, this expectation that putting others first is always the right or noble thing. So asserting your own needs can feel, well, selfish by comparison.
So how do we fight that feeling? How do you push past the guilt?
Well, one strategy our sources mention is a kind of mantra. Regularly reminding yourself, I deserve this.
Okay.
And adding, self-care helps me serve others better. Reframing it.
Ah, so it's not selfish versus selfless. It's seeing self-care as enabling you to show up better for others.
Exactly. It's not taking away from others, it's making sure you have something to give. When you look after yourself, you're stronger, more resilient, you have more patience. You're just better equipped for everything.
You have more capacity.
Precisely. More capacity for work, for relationships, for your community, and also setting those boundaries. It might feel awkward at first,
Definitely.
but in the long run, it actually builds respect. People learn to value your time and energy.
That's a really good point. Healthy boundaries foster respect. Okay, so wrapping this up. The big picture here is clear. Self-care isn't fluff.
Not at all. It's survival. It's strategy. It's choosing yourself day in, day out.
It's about making that conscious decision to prioritize your well-being consistently.
And the absolute core message, the thing we really want you to take away, prioritizing yourself is never selfish.
Never.
It's essential, non-negotiable for your own health and your ability to actually thrive.
So here's a thought to leave you with. As you go about your day, just pause for a second. Think about one specific area of your life.
Could be work, relationships, just how you feel generally.
Right. And consider one small act of this real self-care we've talked about. Just one thing you could maybe try implementing.
What tiny shift could potentially unlock some significant positive change in that area for you?
It really does start with that small step, that recognition that choosing yourself makes all the difference.